Hey everybody, it's Mr. K, and I'm going to bring you through Lesson 4, People and the Land. This is the do now that's in the front of your packet. Please make sure that you remember this because we will have a bigger test on images like this, the United States taken from space, which shows you the population density. So make sure that you know this because this is going to be important going forwards. The next slide, how land affects people, that is the first section of your packet. And basically, leisure activities, well, let me read it. The land and its resources affect where and how people live. That's the main idea. Leisure activities, if you like skiing, you're not going to move to Florida. Let's put it that way. You're going to move to a place where there is skiing and where there are mountains. And that affects where people choose to live. Types of jobs, that's an even more important factor because you're not going to be able to go skiing. You're not going to be able to pay for it unless if you have a good, well-paying job. So types of jobs is not equally, even more important. Living needs. I used the example in class of somebody who has asthma. If you have asthma and the cold affects it, you're not going to want to move to a place like Alaska where for the most part, for the majority of the year, it's going to be below 32 degrees. Types of food grown locally. The local farms produce most of the food that a region gets, or a lot of the food that a region gets. That's one of the choices that people make when they say, okay, I want to live in this region versus another. And remember, anything that you do not have within a region, the businesses are going to have to trade for. So we have the example of San Diego, California, and more than 1 million people live there, and businesses like it because there's a harbor there and there's a really great airport that's there so that they can actually very easily ship important stuff in. It's got a pleasant climate. A lot of people like that. Lots of stuff to do. There's the beach. There's in relatively close proximity, there's other cities like Los Angeles. A lot of stuff to do in Southern California. Entertainment and culture that goes under. Many top companies say, all right, you know what? We want to start in a city where there's over 1 million people because that is a base of consumers, people who will buy their products, and it also gives them a chance to get a good workforce. Instead of choosing a place where maybe there's like 2,000 people, they have less people to choose from. Hold on, let me move the slide. Why did San Diego's location attract businesses and people? If you didn't do that yet, if you could please do that. Where people live, people often live near resources such as water, transportation routes, or jobs. That's been studied. And that's always true. The city of Denver, this is just another example. You're not going to have to remember San Diego or Denver for the test, but Denver was a mining city, and then other businesses started to move in because so many people moved there for mining. And now it's a very diversified city. Diversified is the opposite of specialized. A diversified city has a lot of different businesses that sell products there. It started out as a mining town but grew into a large city as other businesses and people moved there and added to the economy. People settle in places where they're able to earn a living, but they also choose to settle in places they enjoy. Geography affects those choices too. Many people live in Florida and Arizona because they like the warm environments there. Notice that the word environment is in red. That's because it is a term that you need to know. That is a term that you're going to be tested on. And this is the definition. Warm, sunny climate, this is where people live, is part of the environment in the south and southwest. These regions, the region that was formerly the darkest on this map, the south and southwest, is the quickest growing region in the United States right now. Millions of people have moved there from the Northeast where winters can be long and cold so they can get outdoors more. Geography also affects the activities people do for fun. The mountains in Vermont make downhill skiing a popular winter activity for those people who like stuff like that. So next in your packets, and I should have answered most of these here. If I haven't, just simply do the reading in the packet. And another activity. And by the way, these links, which I forgot to comment on for the first slide, each one of these are in the, when you go to the website, they're in the links. This is a pretty cool one. This shows erosion in time-lapse. And again, a time-lapse is a long period of time where an image is taken, a video is taken, and then they fast forward it into like 5 minutes. So you could see beach erosion, a few days worth of beach erosion in 5 minutes. It's pretty cool to see. Erosion is something that you're going to have to know for this chapter. I know I didn't put it in red, but natural forces and human activities both affect the land. Erosion is the example that I use for natural forces. And human activities, it's a little bit different. Yeah, I said this already. Video just so was an example of natural forces changing the land. Again, you're going to have to click that in the links on the website page. And this video is an example of humans changing the land. It's a time lapse of pond digging, where people just basically use heavy equipment to make a lake. So people change the land too. Human activities such as building highways and digging mines also change the land. These activities can bring many benefits, but they often have costs too. Big projects can hurt the environment or change how the land may be used in the future. Building highways provides a way for people to travel, but the land cannot be used for other purposes, such as farming. So there's a give and a take. That's really important. And more so than natural forces, in terms of a long-term effect, the human changes can really deeply affect the land. I'll use two examples. One is a place called Chernobyl, which is it was a nuclear power plant in Russia that had a major accident. And now, within a 45-mile radius of Chernobyl, nobody could live because it's too radioactive. And that's an example of a human change that profoundly affected the land. Another one, you're going to see a video. It's called Garbage Island. And basically, when people throw bottles into a river, like plastic bottles from water bottles, flows out into the sea. And in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, there's actually an island of garbage. So each person leaving a little bit of an imprint, really, really affects the world. And remember, we can leave a positive or a negative imprint. And so humans sometimes make small changes to the environment that has big effects. The environment is made up of many ecosystems. Ecosystems is a term that you do have to know for the test. So to finish this video, you're going to have to, or to finish your packet rather, you're going to have to answer these questions. Remember, if you have questions, try to ask me in class. Just simply write a note if I don't get a chance to answer your question in class. I want to answer your questions. Just, please make sure that, please make sure that I get the message. So you can simply write it if I'm not able to answer it in class. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope that you learned something from this.